you see that energy, the power, etc., which is required to sustain the AI ecosystem, uh, the global leaders are prepared for that? Because the views are divided. Of course, somebody is still some countries, some developed nations still for traditional sort of energy, but some are moving towards more energy which are like renewable, etc. So how you think, how this sort of divergent views in terms of energy, which is very important aspect of AI ecosystem, is going to pan out to scale it further, to expand it further, the whole system?
Well, certainly there are it's a multi-technology situation when it comes to power availability is very strong today. Uh, I believe that the plans to further expand are strong. When it comes to what that means for the data center industry, the part of the data center industry that we support is we certainly see a data center infrastructure in which the architecture of how energy is handled within the data center is evolving. Is evolving towards 800 volt DC. It's evolving towards more battery energy storage systems for a more intelligent and efficient use of power and an ability to interface with multiple sources of energy beyond the, let's say, the traditional grid. So for what we are concerned, we make an entire portfolio of power solutions available to ensure that the powertrain from the source of energy to the chip is optimized to the type of load that our customer want, but also to the type of business model that they are implementing.
So, just for the benefit of our viewers, who you did touch upon the points that how kind of data center is sort of helping, aiding in the AI expansion altogether. If you could elaborate a bit on that, that how data centers is actually helping and kind of backbone in the entire AI expansion across the world.
Well, it's very, let me say, put it very simply. AI runs on chips, runs on servers. Servers are inside a data center. So without data centers, without AI factories, that we say it's a kind of it involved next level data centers, there's no AI. There's no artificial intelligence. There is no IT. So think about the data center as the, how to say, the 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 body of the AI industry. That's the body of the AI industry.
Since you're in India and Vertiv has one very prominent booth, I could see. How are you seeing this mega event like AI Summit, AI Impact Summit happening in a developing nation like India, and how this is going to help the entire industry? If you could throw some light on that.
Yeah, I want to start from the very favorable demographics of India, and that's what you definitely see walking around this
A
very
lot of
big event.
enthusiasm, I'm
A
sure.
lot of enthusiasm. So concentrating the enthusiasm and the minds fosters business, fosters agreements, but also fosters creativity and awareness. So I think it's a very intelligent way to mobilize the energy of the country, but also to offer a place where a lot of business interactions can happen and raise the awareness of a very large part of the population. So it's very exciting, and I think it's very uh, smart.
One question, and everybody is asking, at least in this summit, to every leaders we are speaking with, is about the impact of AI. And I want to understand from you. You can, you can choose to not answer, but it's. I will ask that. The fact that there are certain reports and whole talks around that AI is going to impact jobs in IT sector, and eventually most of the sectors. In fact, some of the studies coming out, some of the experts talking about that how by 2050 those jobs are going to be obsolete. Wanted to understand your view, how you seeing the AI impact in terms of employment overall, and do you also believe that it will, going to impact the high skilled professionals and all the jobs, all the coding, BPOs, etc.? What's your view on that?
Well, that's certainly a complex. It's a complex theme. I tell you very much in a nutshell what I think. AI is augmenting. I always call it AI augmented intelligence in many respects, where the human intelligence is augmented by artificial. Uh, it certainly will change the way we do things, and that's why the enthusiasm. So what that exactly will be like, I don't know, but certainly, people that know how to use AI, that use AI at every level, in every walk of life, will have an advantage over people who don't. So I think that's my fundamental belief. Just like if you go back to any revolution, people who embrace the revolution are better off than those who don't.
But this argument of looking at all the revolution, like your computers to digital gadgets, laptop, every revolution has its mark. But the AI, the way it's hyper progressing, the speed, the pace, the way it's going, it's a bit concerning for at least some of the sector at this point of time, if not many. So, wanted to understand your view on the fact that are you also like believer of that? No, AI has a lot of advantage than the disadvantage.
Oh, definitely. So we will see it in a few years. The speed at which things evolve, as you're saying, is breathtaking. The advantages for humanity are extremely important. Thanks to medicine, thanks to pharmaceutical things, we can take a lot of examples. Uh, we'll. We will see, but I'm very optimistic about the future.
So you are, wait and watch mode at this point of time and going with the flow.
No, certainly very active, but I'm very optimistic, and yeah,
It will have a great future.
I think it will be creating a great future for humanity, and firmly believe that.
Well, thank you. And that's the wrap of this very, very special conversation with Vertiv CEO. Thank you so much
That's my pleasure.
for giving us time and speaking with NDTV.